Good morning, class 7. Welcome to today's lesson. This is teacher Paul Ndirangu, and we are still looking at resources and economic activities. Under forestry, subtopic forestry. Previously, we had looked at the benefits of forestry in Swaziland and DRC Congo. And we saw that it earns foreign exchange, creation of jobs, provision of medicine, fuel, modifying of environment, provision of timber, control soil erosion, modifies the climate, and so on, prevent desertification, among other benefits of forestry. So for today, let's look at the problems which are being experienced in forestry. Forestry in DRC and Swaziland. So we start with increased human population. Number one, increased human population. So a lot of people are increasing. The world population, the African population, population in various countries, it is increasing. The more people increase, the more there is demand for land. The more there is demand for land, and that one poses a very big challenge to the forests, because in those small land that people live in, the more they increase in a piece of land, maybe in a family you are 10 and the piece of land is small, it will force some of the members to go out and look for a fresh place to live or a piece of land to live. Some of these people cannot access any land. They don't have money to buy the land. They don't have resources to get land. So what are they going to do? They are going now to invade the forest. They are going to go near forested areas as they try to clear the bushes and the forest so that they can get land. And through that, they are going to clear the forest. So, and when they clear the forests, it is very dangerous, because when you allow people to get into the forest and clear forest for land, within 1 year the forest will be done. So increased population, there is now means the more demand for land, and people are going to attack and clear the forest, whereby we are going to have a reduced forest size. So along DRC and the Congo, people are eating the forest slowly by slowly, reducing the size of the forest. Number two, we have fire outbreaks. You know, in the forest, we have a lot of dry matter, a lot of leaves. Some trees are dry. We have dry grass, we have dry leaves. So when the forest catch fire, it burns at a very fast rate. There is a lot of strong wind. So before the fire is put out, it is going to damage. Before the fire is put out, it is going to damage a lot of forest size. You remember what happened to Australia? There was a fire outbreak in Australia, and almost 3/4 of the forest was burnt down. They were even unable to put out the fire. Trying to put out the fire was a problem because of the dry matter. There was a very strong wind. So the flames were spreading very fast. So fire outbreaks are very dangerous. Before the fire is contained, it can destroy a very large size of the forest. We have large demand for firewood products. We are cutting trees for timber. We are cutting trees for firewood. We are cutting trees for charcoal. We need to cook at home, charcoal. We need to cook at home, firewood. So you can see, and we depend on that tree. So when you cut one tree, how many days are you going to use it for firewood? It is very few days. So the more we continue living, the more we demand more firewood for cooking, and that one means we are going to cut a lot of trees. And the problem we have today is we cut trees but we don't plant them. So that one poses a very big challenge. We have illegal logging. Illegal means not allowed. Illegal means not allowed. So logging is cutting those trees for timber. We are cutting those trees for timber. So people go to the forest, they invade the forest, and they cut the trees without permission. You know, now you are stealing. If you are doing something without permission, that is wrong. if you take somebody's property without permission, that is stealing. So they take those, they cut the trees and to go and get timber, and through that they don't even plant any other trees. So a lot of carpenters are there. They want to make furniture, they want to make tables, cups, doors, whatever, cupboards, doors, everything. So we need timber, and it is the same tree that is going to be cut. So if we continue cutting and cutting and cutting at a very high rate illegally, we are going to destroy the forest. Pests and diseases. We have some pests like the termites. They do eat, like the termites, they eat the roots, making the plants dry. We have some other pests like what you call the locusts, which eat the leaves of those trees. We also have other small insects that feed on the leaves. We have some diseases that destroy the plant, they make them to dry. So when a disease outbreaks in a forest, a lot of trees dry up before the disease is contained, so destroys a lot of forest. We have poor reforestation programs. Reforestation means planting trees where they have been cut. People cut trees but they don't plant. So in DRC, Congo and Swaziland, we have those reforestation program is not well managed. That means that there is no good education, civil education, to make people understand that when you cut one tree, it is good you plant another one. So through that one, it has reduced the size of the forest. I remember our former president, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, the late President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. He was a very good champion in planting of trees. He was a conservativist, whereby every May of every year, it was a tree planting day. Every May was a tree planting day. So during Labor Day, people are given seedlings, even in schools, even in primary schools, people are given seedlings and we planted trees. Very many of them, we planted trees. But look at today, our government today has failed. There is no tree planting day. Hakuna siku ya kupanda miti. So that means we are reducing the forest cover and we don't increase it. So that one is a challenge in Swaziland and DRC. Poverty among people. Poverty level, that means people now will turn to using trees to create wealth. People are poor, they don't have job, they don't have anything. So they are going to turn to the forest. They cut the trees and sell timber. They cut the trees and sell firewood. They cut the trees and burn charcoal. So through the cutting of those trees, a lot of trees are being wasted. So poverty has made people to cut a lot of trees so that they can generate an income by using trees. By cutting timber, then they sell. By cutting firewood, they sell. By burning charcoal, they cut a tree, you burn charcoal, then you sell a sack, maybe for 200 shillings or 300 shillings, and you see that one is going to maybe it is going to cause a lot of destruction of the forest. It is very common in DRC and Swaziland. Then we still have some more here. Overexploitation of some species of trees. We have some specific trees which are very commonly used. A very good example of that tree is mahogany. Mahogany is one of the best hardwood trees we have in the world. If you buy furniture made of mahogany, it's very expensive, and also the wood is very heavy. So such trees like mahogany, we have the pine, we have the eucalyptus, we have the cedar, limber. Those hardwood trees, they are very commonly harvested because of the furniture they produce. So you find that such trees, if they are always harvested, more and more mahogany is being cut every day. People don't want the softwoods, they want the hardwoods. That one means that we are going to lose a lot of species. Some species are going to get finished in the natural environment. Difficult in logging due to huge trunks and buttress roots. This one is very common in DRC Congo, the Congo forest, because those trees, they grow close together. They have very big stems, what we call the trunk, a diameter of maybe even 3 to 4 meters, and they grow to a very long height, a very tall height, that is over 70 meters. So they develop some roots on the branches which go to the ground. So accessing those trees, reaching that tree and cutting it, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. And also you find that they are very huge. When you cut one tree, when you cut the tree here at Mansour, the tree's branches are going to fall at Al Hidayah. So you can see now, we also have other trees so the tree will fall on top of other trees. So bringing it down and taking it away, it becomes a very big problem. Lack of capital to buy modern logging equipments. So these are modern machines that can be used to harvest those trees. Cutting and also transportation, it becomes a problem. There is no money. Those equipments are very expensive, resulting to governments lacking money, enough money. Human encroachment for agricultural land. Encroachment means people are clearing forest, some sections of forest to create what? Land for agriculture. And that one, they are clearing the forest, reducing the trees. Forest excision by the government. Excision means the government is allowing people to settle at the edges of the forest, kando kando ya misitu, the edges of the forest. And by allowing people to settle at the edges of the forest, that means they are going to eat this forest slowly by slowly, and finally a large area will be of tree will be reduced. Then you have poor transport system. There are no specific roads, there are no good roads, so the vehicles cannot access those areas which are forested to carry those cut trees. Logs are very heavy to be loaded in lorries. Those logs are very heavy, they are very huge. The stems or the trunks, a stem with a diameter of 2-3 meters, and it is very long. So how many are you going to load to the lorry? So they are very heavy. So, and we don't have those strong vehicles to transport those logs. So those are the challenges facing forestry in DRC Congo and Swaziland. So we are done with the forestry. So we just touched something on mining in Africa. Mining, just an introduction, and maybe petroleum in Nigeria. So mining is a process of removing valuable substances from the soil or from the earth surface in the form of solid, liquid or gas. We get solid minerals like limestone, fluorspar, diatomite, soda ash. We get liquid minerals like petroleum and water, and we have gas, the natural gas which is got underground. So we harvest those things in those three forms. So Nigeria is the leading producer of oil in Africa, and apart from Nigeria we have the other countries: Angola, Gabon, Egypt, DRC Congo, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Sao Tome and Principe, other oil producing areas in Africa. So far so good. That was just an introduction. When we meet in the next lesson, we are going to discuss more on petroleum in Nigeria. This was Teacher Paul Rangu. Till we meet in the next lesson, have a good day. Bye bye.